Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Evolved custom scenarios. Let's go back to the recommendations list. Now, I do think that I saw a request for something else that I see here on the popular tab, and that is Lost Christmas. I think it was Lost Christmas. It was something Christmas related. Was it this one, or was it a different one? I think it was this one, but if I'm wrong, well, I'll have to go back to it. Alright, in 2029, Void Genetics, a genetics laboratory from Japan, created a virus known as the Void virus. In December 2029, a rogue scientist stole an unstable strain of the virus known as the Apocalypse strain because, you know, genetic scientists would be so irresponsible as to create something like that and then name it something like, I don't know, Apocalypse. I mean, that's not going to create any ethical problems at all. No, anyway, unleashed it in the Oshima area. What a jerk. The events following the outbreak are known as the Lost Christmas. 2 unique transmissions, 2 all-unique symptoms, and 2 unique abilities. Is this based off of something? I don't know if this is based off of some anime thing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Could be completely unique. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so it's a virus. We're going to go with our standard setup, I think. Normal difficulty. It's called the Apocalypse virus. Sounds good. Humanity is foolish. I will show them what happens when they mess with the normal course of nature, said the rogue Void genetic scientist. Then unleashing something unnatural upon the natural world. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if your logic is entirely sound there, sir, but okay. So, for transmissions, we start off with Blood 1, which looks normal otherwise, and Air 1, also normal. We have Water, and then we have Crystal Resonance. Small crystals grow on the objects the victim comes in contact with, slightly increases infectivity, unlocks full body crystallization. Not sure what that is, but we'll grab it. That unlocks. Whoops. Come on, there we go. Building growths. Crystals grow on buildings. Increases infectivity in both urban and rural areas. Unlocks body breakdown. Probably pretty good since we're starting off in Japan. Alright, for symptoms, we have Mind Materialization. Virus materializes the mind of the victim in the form of a void. What does a void look like? See, when I think of void, I think of like the blackness of space, like just void of anything. So how do you materialize the mind in the form of a void? And then we have Heart Materialization. Virus materializes the heart of the victim in the form of a void. What does that mean? Are we creating 2 separate like void entities? How does that... I'm not really sure how to interpret this. I mean, it's literally just the same description, changing the word, but okay. Abilities. We start off with Drug Resistance. Really? Okay, sure. Heat Resistance, Cold Resistance, normal stuff there. Genome Instability, which is the same as your typical random mutations. And then we have Genomic Sequence 1. Unlocks new genes for the virus. Unlocks finger crystallization and toe crystallization. Sets the lethality to 0. Sets lethality to 0. I haven't seen anything that gives us lethality yet. Okay, well, maybe we'll find out. Maybe it's going to be useful. Let's save up a bit of DNA. I want to save up for that water transmission so that we're able to get off this gosh dang for island. Do you want to go for building growths? Sure, why not? Urban areas will make us a lot easier to spread in our host country. Heart Materialization mutated for free. And the other stuff is blocked off. I'm willing to bet that you have to get the Genomic Sequence 1 first. What I don't understand is why it's saying it sets lethality to 0 when clearly there's nothing here that can get lethality to begin with. Sort of seems unnecessary, if you ask me. But okay, let's go for more air transmission, get around on those aeroplanes throughout Europe and South America. I'd like to go to the USA, thank you. And we'll go for the water transmission as well. Looks like that unlocks the Extreme Bioaerosol. Pretty standard stuff so far. I think we want to focus on getting some, well, we'll get the Extreme Bioaerosol. Whoa! Okay, we're spreading really quickly. This is going to be a pretty quick scenario, I think. So we'll focus on getting that transmission up there. I'm not going to go for blood yet, because I'm not sure what mutation chance does for me. Is this all going to take off, like, very suddenly? Tons of lethality all at once? In which case, that could become a serious problem for me if I'm not in places like, I don't know, Greenland? So, let's not worry about that right now. Let's go for that cold resistance. Try to really increase our odds of getting into a place like Greenland. And we'll go for more drug resistance. And then I think we go for the genomic instability, or whatever it was called. We're in practically every country in the world. Alright, genomic sequence. That has unlocked 1. Finger crystallization. Small crystals start to grow on the fingers, slowly covering them up. Toe crystallization. Small crystals start on the toes, slowly covering them up. And we're in Greenland. Okay, now I feel pretty good. So Morocco, West Africa, Algeria, and Central Africa. I think we now go for the blood transmission. That unlocks extreme hematophagy. Pathogen uses host lymphocytes to replicate. Poor region's mutation chance. Probably could be okay. We're having a little bit hard time spreading in Africa, so that might be alright. Unless we want to go for heat transmission, but maybe we focus on getting genomic sequence 2. This unlocks tissue crystallization. Again, it says it sets lethality to 0, but I'm not sure why, considering there is no lethality. Seems a little weird, right? Arm crystallization. Crystals extend full length to the arms without affecting movement. How? How do you have crystals build up on the full length of the arms, but you're still able to move around? Do you have crystal joints? Seems a little weird. We'll grab the extreme hematophagy. Toe crystallization mutated for free. At least to leg crystallization. So what I'm noticing here is you just have the same symptoms here with the same descriptions changing like one word. So it's not actually quite as unique as it was advertised. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing per se. It's just it's not as descriptive, it's not as custom, it's just recycling the same stuff. So when you say that you have 10 custom symptoms, that's technically true, but it's basically 5. Alright, well we have tissue crystallization. Bigger crystals start growing on the inside of the body, making movement harder. Finally, we're impeding your movement. That leads to organ crystallization. Start to cover main organs, slowly stopping their functions. We have so much mutation chance, I think. I mean, I'm seeing these things mutate very quickly. Let's go for a little heat transmission, probably. Just kind of let the mutation chance take us the rest of the way, I think. Place on the watch list, you say. USA leading global cure effort. Organ crystallization is done, leads to full body crystallization. Covers the body of the victim completely. The victim does not sustain damage, but becomes immobile. I'll go ahead and pick this up. And lastly, we have body breakdown. The body begins to break down in millions of tiny crystals, killing the victim. The immobility alone would have killed them, to be honest. Because then you can't move and, like, feed yourself or whatever. So... But sure, so, again, I'm wondering if this is based on something. What do they mean by materializing as a void? And apparently a void is crystals? I'm not sure. Genetic hardening, genetic reshuffle, buy myself some cure. And now we just kind of wait for a little bit until everyone falls into little tiny crystal dust. And all shall fade to silver glass or something, I don't know. Reset that cure. They're trying to cure me, they're trying oh so hard. It's adorable, really, but it's not going to work for them. Alright, so, yeah, a pretty quick scenario. Not a horrible concept, really. It's just, it's not, one, it's not difficult. Two, before we end it, let's actually look at something. I'm actually kind of confused about something here. So, for transmissions, with crystal resonance, it unlocks full body crystallization. Right, the full body crystallization was down here. So we unlocked this first, then by going through the genomic sequences, we unlocked these. I guess I'm a little confused. Why put this in this particular order? Most people will go for the transmissions first. Why unlock the late stuff? I don't know. That seems a little bit bizarre to me. It does. A little tiny bit. But the other thing that kind of bugs me here is we couldn't have gotten... Well, okay, the lethality first began with tissue crystallization here. But we couldn't have gotten tissue crystallization until we had genomic sequence 2, which set the lethality to 0, but before that point, there was no lethality. So I really don't see the point of saying we set the lethality to 0, because there was no lethality to begin with, until you had those. Seems a little bit bizarre, right? I don't know. I'm not really I'm a little confused by the scenario, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. It could use a little bit more, fleshing out, my opinion. Build on the concept. Turning people into crystals and stuff is not a bad idea. Then again, you wouldn't want to be too much of a copycat. I'm pretty sure that scenario has already been done with, like, the Crystal Medusa or something like that. But anyway, yeah, it needs a bit more customization, because so far it feels like it's a lot recycled. The order of things seems a little bit counterintuitive. But otherwise, I mean, it certainly works. So, I don't know. I don't want to be too critical about it, but I'm really not sure... I'm really not sure what sets it apart as, like, this amazing custom scenario, you know? I'm looking for the silver lining, and I'm not really finding it right now. Huh. Well, let me know what you guys think down in the comments section, because I am kind of curious what you guys would be thinking about this. Good scenario, too easy, too simplified, what could be done to make it better? Something constructive would be nice. Anyway, hit that like button, leave your suggestions down below, and subscribe if you have not already. My name is Pravus. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.